Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's vlog. Today, I am so excited to bring you someone, to talk to you. Today, it's not going to be me. And this girl, we've walked the journey with her. I am so proud of her. I call her Console. But before I even go ahead and talk much about her, I would love her to introduce yourself. Console, tell us something about yourself. Let people know you. Who are you?
Thank you so much, Bella. My name is Consolata, like she said, Connie or Console. I am 37 years old. I've been in hotel industries. I've been with the railway industry, that is transport industry, and now the airline industry, the aviation industry.
You said you worked at a railway. What railway did you work before?
Kenya Airways, many people know it as SGR.
Nice. So what did you do there?
Uh, I worked as I joined when it started in 2017. I was working as a train crew. Just like the cabin crews, we have train crews as well. So I worked as a train crew in 2017, 2018. 2018, I couldn't make because I had a young one by that time. So I had to go back as a ground staff. So I went back to ticketing as a passenger service agent.
Nice. So the customer service experience you had it before. What did you study in school, Konso?
I have done hotel management,
Hotel.
hospitality management.
Okay. And was the railway your first job?
No, I worked I worked in hotels, different hotels, five-star hotels within Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
Safari Hotel, Red Court Hotel in South Sea. Then I transitioned to Mombasa, where I worked the famous Diani Reef Hotel, and then there was Swahili Beach. In short, I have a lot of experience in hotel industry. After that, I moved out of hotel industry a bit. I went to Weybridge kupima magari, malori.
Wow. The reason why I ask this question is because some people think it's easy to get to where you want to be, and some people forget that there is a journey. I like people
Yes,
listening to journeys so that they can appreciate the journeys that they are and the levels that they are at the moment, so that they know that they need to keep pushing, um,
true.
trying to get to where they want to be. And so it's not easy. You just don't apply for the company that you dream of and get it immediately. So were your trips always from Nairobi to Mombasa and Mombasa to Nairobi?
With SGR, yes. It was Nairobi to Mombasa, Mombasa to Nairobi. I do like a 3 days shift and then I go for 2 days, 3 days off days. I call them 3 days because I would go for a full 2 days and then a whole day. And then I start a new shift with a night shift. So
Mhm.
that's why I would call it like a 3 days off. So I would do Mombasa, Nairobi, Mombasa, Mombasa, Nairobi. Yeah.
And so for someone who's curious, because I am, how did you get that job? How did you hear about railway? Because I know SGR did not start a while back.
I'm amongst the first people who started working with SGR when it immediately started. And sorry, it was advertised. I'm this person who is um so hardworking when it comes to looking for jobs. Like mimi huchimba kila mahali, all the sites, genuine sites that is, looking for jobs. So I remember those days I was out of Weybridge. I was out of Weybridge around 2016. Like I said, 2016 without a job. So I started looking for a job. And in those websites, kutafuta tafuta kazi, that's when I landed the SGR job. They were looking for train crews and ticketing officers, now the passenger service agents.
Mhm.
So I applied, and after like a week, I was called.
Majority of the people who are here, they are interested to learn how you got a job, especially at KQ. Because some people actually
Mm.
think getting a job in Kenya, you must have connection.
Before that, I would say I had tried a lot applying for airlines. I had tried with the normal ones people normally apply, the Kina Etihad, Qatar. So luckily enough, I was called for Qatar Airways. That was in 2024, around February. I was called for an interview and I went. So I flopped on the first day, because they normally take 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt it. I actually cried, and I remember talking so bad to God and telling him, why is he doing this to me? And he really knows that I badly want this job,
Mm-hmm.
because I badly wanted it at that time. But then at some point I got encouraged, especially my mom really encouraged me. And I remember you also encouraged me somehow. You told me that everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So after like a month, KQ came up with a job interview. I applied. It was at night, because during the day it was clogged up with so many people were applying. It wasn't going through. So one day I decided to just saa nane usiku,
Mm-hmm.
2 a.m. Nikajinyima usingizi, woke up 2 a.m. and I applied through my phone. Actually, I didn't go to a cyber or anything. And then I decided, it has gone through. Thank you. So I waited. After a week, I got a call when I was at work, SGR, just doing ticketing and all that. I got a job. Are you Consolata Muli? Yes, I'm calling you from Kenya Airways. Come for an interview. I was so happy. I don't know. I just couldn't believe it. I'm going for an interview at last at Kenya Airways. So many people think that when you're going to Kenya Airways, you have to know someone. It's through connection. That's a very big life for starters. Secondly, you don't have to go through their training school. They have a training school, Pride Center, where they train cabin crews, engineers, all sorts of anything to do with aviation. You don't have to go through their school, though they normally when they prioritize taking them when they are doing interviews, but they will definitely call someone outside Pride Center school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something people should know. Like you don't have to go through their school. It is good when you're out of form for you go through their school when you don't have anything that you're doing. But when the opportunity comes for you to apply, please just apply.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have thing or to go through their school. So I was called for the interview, yes, and I went for the interview. I prepared myself the way you're supposed to prepare for yourself, and yeah, I made it.
What experiences did you gain when you were working in the railway as a passenger service agent that helped
Mm.
you um, in your interview right now? Because I want.
For flight attendants, you customer service is a must. It's a must, because whatever you're dealing, what you're working with, you're dealing with customers. So
Mhm,
customer service is actually a must to have. So for me, good enough, I had 10 plus years experience of customer service in hotel industry. And now to top it up, I had experience with the SGR as a train crew. The only difference I had with SGR in the cabin or in the aircraft, you serve.
mhm,
Us, we serve direct. In the train, we didn't used to serve. We had a different company that was doing services, selling food and all that.
mhm.
So for me, I had that advantage of customer service, which it doesn't. You don't need to work in a hotel for you to have customer service. You're a salonist, you have customer service. You sell kibanda pale, you have customer service, so long as you're dealing with customers. So for me, that was the biggest advantage that I had from train crew, from customer service agent now to KQ flight attendant.
Right. And what did you wear on the interview day?
Actually, the thing that really helped me is one, YouTube, and specifically your YouTube channel. Actually, I checked all the most of the YouTube channel. You're talking about uniform standards, interviews, and what you're supposed to wear. So I made sure my hair was tight at the back. I didn't have good hair. Actually, I had shaved I had dreadlocks.
I
So I
remember
had
us
just
going
shaved my
through that.
dreadlocks. Yes, because of Qatar Airways. I shaved my dreadlocks because of Qatar Airways, because I knew I was getting Qatar Airways. So
Mhm,
my dreadlocks were long. I had to cut them off. I didn't like them, but at the same time, I really had to cut them. So I cut my dreadlocks off. So I had short hair, and I didn't have enough money to keep good short hair.
mhm,
That much. So I took my sister's wig. Hii wig ya kuvaa.
mhm,
I had to borrow a. So I took my sister's wig, nikavaa wig very smart, and then I tied it back with a bun at the
mhm,
back. nikailei vizuri, and so that no hair is on my face and all that. I took my sister's makeup. Literally, I didn't have anything at all, at all. Everything from head to toe was, I had borrowed the uniform and all that. So from the wig, from makeup, I did a very simple makeup. Lipstick, ka foundation kidogo, and then some eyeshadow kidogo, just from afar, isionekane.
Mhm.
And then I had the pearl earrings. Those were around 30 bob. I bought from outside here. Only 30 bob, nikanunua nikavaa. I took a watch from my sister, nikavaa, a silverish, the aviation standard color.
Mhm.
And then I had black blouse and a sorry, black white shirt, blouse and a black skirt. I didn't want to put on a trouser because aviation, they really need to see you vizuri kabisa. So if you put on a trouser, next interview they'll tell you to put on a skirt so that at least they see your maybe the scars and all that. So I had a black skirt and a black blazer. All those I was given, my sister assisted me with them because I didn't have money to purchase on my own. So these things are possible. You don't have to go to a store and purchase a 4,500 suit or something, or a makeup of 5,000 and all that. Kidogo to even a powder of your own skin color and a lipstick, it can work. And then you make sure you have your wristwatch, you have it, and then you have your nails done,
Mhm.
red or color.
So,
Mhm.
what happened on the interview day? Like,
Actually, when they called me for the interview was like the following day. I was on night shift. Imagine, I was on night shift and they're telling me, you have an interview at 8 a.m. I was like, God, could you give me 1 hour? Because I'm on night shift. Just give me 1 hour. I will make sure that I keep time. And then the lady was like, okay, though there are very many people who are interviewing, but let me just give you this chance. I'm telling you, ni maombi. It's just God. And then so the following day, I got out of work around. I asked for an early leave out at work, so I got home around 6 in the morning. I started preparing myself, haraka haraka, makeup haraka haraka, and then I rushed to the Kenya Airways base center.
mhm,
That's where the interview was. Thank God I was right on time. But the kind of sleep I had in my head,
I bet.
it was way. I, we had a lot of people, and I was actually, because we were taken to a room, like a conference hall, and then we sat there for like around 30 minutes. We were given tea and all that. Good thing we were given tea, all that, and then we started now preparing. People are being called in. I think I was number 30 something. I dozed off, but every time nikishtuka, I had a notebook. I go back to my notebook and revise questions. Some of the questions are actually in your YouTube channel.
Mhm.
We'll talk about yourself, what the roles of just the basic questions, roles of a cabin crew, uh, customer service. What will you do to a customer if they are angry? What will you do to your colleague if you're not getting along together? Those are basic questions. Actually, most of the questions just go online on the internet. You'll just find them.
Mhm.
Look for cabin crew interview questions, basic. You'll find them. So I'd written them somewhere in a notebook. So every time nikishtuka tu kidogo, I go through the notebook, nasoma. Within no time, nikafikiwa, number 30 something, nikafikiwa. And then I was asked to go in the panel. Yeah, and that was actually most of the questions I was asked. Talk about yourself. Tell me about yourself, roles of a cabin crew. What will you do when a customer gets angry? What will you do if your colleague, you don't get along with your colleague? Yeah. So most of the questions I was asked at the panel, a panel of six
Wow.
managers. Actually, when they call you for interview, they'll tell you what to carry. Carry your CV, carry your ID, carry your passport, carry your whatever they ask you to carry, just carry that. Don't miss out. I remember there's a lady who did not carry. There's a certificate. I don't know, it's KCSC certificate.
Mhm.
They didn't carry. They were turned away because they didn't have that certificate.
Mm.
So when you're asked to carry something, just carry and then have it in a good folder. Present Your presentation should be top notch.
Yeah.
Like you present yourself as a cabin. Yes.
Yeah.
In a hand, you carry a hand vizuri, your folder with all the documents. So when you get to the panel, they will ask you those, do you have your CV? Yes, here it is. passport, here it is. ID, here it is. They might not ask you for a passport. They didn't ask me for a passport. And actually, they did not ask for passports because we are Kenyans. So they asked to carry IDs.
Mhm.
So, if the time comes for you to carry a passport, just carry.
Right.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah, true.
you know that you got the job or you passed your interview on the very day?
And no, it took time. They called me after like a week or something. They called me and they asked me to go for a second interview. But it wasn't really a second interview. The second interview was now medical tests. That
Mhm.
was the second, they termed it as a second interview, according to that message they had sent us. So I went for a second interview. That was the medical test. You go through all the medical tests and they are thorough. Those people are very thorough with medical tests. So keep yourself fit, keep yourself fit, keep yourself fit. Me, that's something I would advise someone. Because, for example, me, I was not okay with blood. My blood was
Mhm.
very minimal, not per the standard. So I had a very hard time. And when God that had this job for me, they gave me an allowance. They told me, we're going to give you like 2 weeks. Ongeza hiyo damu. Otherwise, they told me, wangeniambia, we have so many people who are like, they're ready. You, because of your blood, we're not going to give you a job. Just go home. But they gave me that allowance. But I would advise someone to keep themselves fit all the time. You never know. Just keep yourself fit with the airline. You need to keep yourself fit, your blood, your weight, your face, your skin, just hydrate and all that. So that when it comes to medical, you're fit, you're good to go. So yes, after a week they called me for the medicals and I went through medicals, um, hearing tests, talking. They also see how you talk if you're a stammerer and all that. And then after that, it's just the joining process. You're given a letter and start joining. I talk for Kenya Airways. I don't know about the other airlines. Probation is 21 years. Even if you're 1 month to 21, they will disqualify you,
That's right.
not 20.
Mhm.
So 21, uh, at the time of applying, you're 21. And you see, for me, I'm 37 and I got the job.
Yes.
There's even a lady who is 42 and she got a job.
Yes.
Yes. So do not, in short, don't disqualify yourself. We
That's right.
disqualify ourselves. So don't disqualify yourself.
They called you for medicals. Did they do the medical report? Did they send you to the hospital?
They did the medicals themselves. They cover everything. They cover everything, everything. But now for me, because I had a blood issue, they had to send me to another doctor who deals with blood just to check if I have an history of why my blood is low. So I
Mm.
had to pay an extra amount, around 5,000, because it's a private doctor.
Mhm.
But then but there wasn't much that the doctor saw. The doctor just wrote a letter and told the Kenya Airways manager that I only need to eat like some greens for 2 weeks. I'll be good to go. But basically, the airline carries everything for you for the medicals, everything. They carry everything out for you. You don't need to pay anything at all. They do everything for you.
That's wonderful. And so now let's talk of the day that you got the golden call. In Emirates, we call it the golden call. I don't know how you call it at KQ. So you went through the
It is a sad.
medical. Tell us how they got back to you to tell you that you passed your medical, and now giving you the letter to say welcome to Kenya Airways, the pride of Africa. How was that experience?
It was, I don't know. That day was I was so happy
Where were you?
because I remember I was, I think I was working.
Hmm.
I was working and then they called me. And when you're applying, when you're interview, they normally ask you what's the duration you can give a notice to your previous job. So I told them 1 month, 1 month notice.
Yeah.
They were like, okay. So the day came and they gave me a call. Consolata Muli, yes, we want you to come for a letter for your job at Kenya Airways. I was like, today? They told me you can come for it tomorrow. I was so happy because finally I'll have my letter, at least my letter for the job. So the following day I went and it was a letter for that job that is saying that I'm starting the job on 1st of April. And it's actually not job at the cabin at the aircraft. It's you start with training. So I am studying. Training is like they consider you at job already. Okay, I don't want to go so fast with the information, but it's training, and they pay you at the same time. So remember, this other place I have not resigned yet, and they have not given me time to resign 1 month. So I had to play my card well. I had to be at SGR at the same time on the training.
Of course. We did the same. How was the training? How long was it? What challenges did you go through the training?
The training went for 3 months, so April, May, June. It is a thorough training, and after it's like in high school where you're doing topics, mathematics, we have biology and all that. So we also have trainings that in aviation to deal with safety, to deal with medical emergencies, to deal with even it's part of engineering. You also do, so that you know where, if you hear like a hissing sound, you know what it means. Those are part of the trainings. You have classes. I would go every day, and then after after each subject there's an exam, and the exam has a pass. Our pass mark was around 80%. If you don't get 80%, you retake the exam. If you fail again, that's it. Either they just let you go
Yeah.
because they can't help you anymore.
Right.
So you had to work hard. I would not like I would go sleepless night reading, kusoma, studying, so that I make sure I pass my exams. So it took us 3 months for us to do the exam. After the exam, you get your certificate for training. That means you're ready to be a cabin crew and
Nice.
start a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are the challenges that you're facing right now, and what are the celebrations that you are enjoying right now as a flight attendant? Because I know now you're experienced. Is there any unruly passengers on board?
Yes, you get a lot of challenges because you get to meet different people, different people from all over the world. First of all, you get a challenge because of the timings.
Mhm.
Because I was used to sleeping, I was used to this shift that I go to work and come back and sleep throughout the night, or I go on night shift only the whole day I'm sleeping. So here, you'll be called even 1 a.m. to go for a flight, 3 a.m. when your sleep is actually kicking in. That's when you're called in for work. So you have to adjust to that. Those are some of the challenges that I was facing. Right now I'll say that I'm used to, though you don't get used to so fast. You also get to go to different time zones. You go to a country where you're 1 hour 4 hours behind. You leave Kenya when it's day, the sun is so up. You get the other country, it's so dark, or actually they're waking up. So the time zones, they it disrupts your sleep. So
Mhm.
that's something you get. Those are some of the challenges. Other challenges are like cabin pressure. If you're not used to that cabin pressure, I remember some new cabin crews that were later recruited after me. Most of them would puke a lot
Mm,
because of the cabin not used. They get airsick.
mm,
So those are some of the challenges, but then you're trained on how to overcome that. But on the other side, you also have advantage, and the good side of being a flight attendant. You get to visit very many different places, countries I've never been before.
mhm.
It was my first time flying. I've never been to an aircraft before. Sijawahi panda ndege maisha yangu yote. Nimepanda nikiwa 37 years old.
As a flight
So you can
attendant,
imagine the flight attendant. So anything is possible.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So I've gone to very different places. Actually, I'm actually getting used. You go to different hotels, 5-star hotels, you're booked in hotels, you're given 5-star treatment,
Mhm.
you're picked to the airport, taken to the hotel, you're given a wake up call, you go to the gym, swim, you give out your clothes to be washed in the
Well,
laundry. Unapata maisha ni mazuri. I didn't used to buy makeup on my own. Nilikuwa nikinunua makeup ya 1000 naona nimetumia pesa nyingi. But nowadays,
part
ish,
of the uniform.
kidogo, I need 2000 makeup, 3000
Yes.
because of the I could tell the difference. Even the people I used to work with at SDR, they can tell. You see, when someone tells you akikuona naona difference, unajua yenyewe you have some progress in your life. So
Yeah.
I can tell I have a lot of progress in my life. The hair has to be done every 2 weeks. Like you have uniform standards. Every 2 weeks. My nails are done like after I don't know how long. Makeup has to be, and then for makeup you have to do the original ones, because otherwise, because of the cabin pressure, you might get acne, your skin might be start burning out. So you have to buy original makeup, and the original makeup are not cheap. They
That,
are expensive. But so long as you paid well, you'll never feel that.
yes, that's true. Because you need to take care of yourself. Actually, so much. I appreciate you. Is there any last word that you would like to give to any someone out there who's really looking to get this job, an aspiring flight attendant? What are some of the tips that you will give them?
I'll just basically tell them to always, when these jobs come up, it doesn't matter if it's an airline job or whatever job that you get, make sure you apply immediately, because very many people are applying for these jobs, and recruiters get a lot of applications. So if they get more than 20 or something, they'll reach a point where they're tired, they just pick, because they only have minimum people to pick. In a job where they need only 2 or 5 people and we have hundreds of applications, seriously, they'll just take the 5 or 10 people to interview. So when you get a job, apply immediately. Don't ask, where's the link? Go to their websites and apply. Make sure you have your CV. Your CV should be ATS friendly. ATS, that's something even in your YouTube videos you keep insisting. ATS friendly. Make sure you have your documents ready when you're going for interviews. Don't listen to the world around you. Like they keep saying KQ is connections, and no one connected me. I would say my connection is God, because prayers kept me and I kept working hard to apply for these jobs. So keep applying, keep applying. When I got the Kenya Airways job previously where I was working, they could not believe it. And they were like, Consolata, connect us. I'm like, I'm not connecting you people. I'm applying. When you guys were sleeping at night, when the 10 p.m. train leaves, you were so much enjoying those beds because we were given beds in the company. I was applying. I was on the internet. We have free Wi-Fi in the company. I was apply. So keep applying. Don't listen to the world. Don't doubt yourself. Don't disqualify yourself. Don't say I have scars. I have what? Yes, KQ, they also check on scars. If you have very big scars, you get disqualified. But it can, let scars not disqualify you, because you might have the experience, you might have the work knowledge and all that, and you're good. They will pick you no matter the scar. And then with time you can do away with the scar. Ama kama haiwezekani, you just work with the scar. So don't disqualify yourself. Continue applying, continue praying, and whenever you get that job, make sure you keep that job. Asante. Hey, Bella, you've been of assistance to me so much. Let them subscribe to your YouTube channel as well. Please, they should not just watch. I subscribed the very first day. I don't know how I met you. I think I met you on TikTok or something. I subscribe even on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Like I would listen to your YouTube videos and all that. And then every time you come up with new jobs, I would also check on that. Even the cruise ship jobs,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the airline, no different. So let them subscribe. Wasubscribe kabisa. Let them not just watch, and na watch yote mpaka mwisho. Not
Thank you
kufika
very much.
katikati. You know, most of them kufika katikati and they have questions where you've already answered them.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. All right. Messi, subscribe.
Subscribe, subscribe,
Thank you,
subscribe.
Tori. This is gonna be the end of this video. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, Kenya Understanding, like, and put your questions in the comment section below. And until next time, bye bye, guys.